Finished interviewing Butterfly Casey.
Now we're going to interview Butterfly Sydney, who is a senior at UVA.
Hello, God's ladies of significance and service. I was asked a question by Christian and Mariah. What are 3 factors that actually helped me with my success as I've gone through the University of Virginia and what helped me get there? Some things that I've learned from Christ Chapel. When I was in high school at Christ Chapel, I found that 3 things really helped me. One of them was to actually stay engaged in schoolwork and to take time to explore what I really was interested in. You're going to have to take a breadth of subjects when you get into school. You'll have science, math, history, English, and it might seem overwhelming at times to have to take all of them. But I think sometimes it's good to not only give yourself an opportunity to explore all of them, but to really find what makes you light up inside. What are you passionate about? Some kids really like math. Some kids really like science. I was a kid who really liked English. It made me really excited to go into school every day to know that I would have the opportunity to engage with a piece of literature or to go look through history books. And to, I guess, relive a history relive an experience that was in the past. And that might not sound like you. You might be like, oh my gosh, history is terrible. But that's what really made me come alive. And so with that in mind, that's one of the ways, one of the things I focused on when applying to colleges was talking about what I was passionate about. And that passion came across in my applications. I took SAT 2 subject tests in literature and history and scored over 700 on any of the ones I took. And I think it's because I was able to focus in on my passion that really helped me. Something else that really helped me was to stay focused. So once I was able to hone in on a passion, I knew that I had to prepare myself to have goals for the future. And so I set out that I knew I wanted to go to a college, I knew I wanted to be this type of college, and while I did give myself some flexibility for exploration, I stayed focused on that path. And when there was other people around me trying to invite me to go do things, things that might not seem wise, or that might distract me from my goals, I would make sure to think about the goals that I had in mind, and to focus on that so that every one of my actions made sure that I was getting myself further and closer to reaching my goal. And I think the third thing that really helped me was surrounding myself with good people. And this goes back to what you're going to learn in Gloss. That's really important to listen to the plan God has in store for you. And so for me, I made sure to surround myself with very godly people so that, again, I would stay focused, that I could have people that supported me in my passions, and that helped me get to where I wanted to go. So exploring and making sure that you find what your passion is, focusing on that and focusing on your goals, and then surrounding yourself with godly people are things that really help me. And I would encourage you to utilize your Gloss sisters as well, because there are some people that are either on the same journey as you or already are further along in their own journey and can be guiding hands to help you when you're struggling with your faith or anything else in life. And if I could change anything about high school or what I did in high school, I would say take some pride and take some happiness in the fact that you were young, because you can do so much. You can learn a language, you can learn an instrument. It's never too late. As long as you're young, it's never too late. And even then, you always have time to pursue a new passion. So I would encourage you to take advantage of the fact that you're young and people want to teach you, and do things that you ordinarily wouldn't be able to do. So this is just some wisdom from a Gloss sister, and I hope that you all are open to it and that it will help you in the future. Bye-bye.
My follow-up question is, what do you want to be when you grow up and why?
So I mentioned before that I think it's important to explore your passions and to not, to give yourself an opportunity to explore the options that are available to you. So when I was in high school, I knew I really wanted to do something, with the State Department with Foreign Service. I knew I really liked international studies. When I was at Christ Chapel, I had the opportunity to go and go to a symposium that talked about stopping human trafficking. And so for a while, I became very passionate about that. I found out that perhaps I wasn't the person who was best equipped to deal with human trafficking and to tackle that issue, but I was very much in love with international affairs and the world of multiculturalism. So focusing and going with that passion, I realized that what I wanted to do is help people solve their problems. And so after I graduate from college, what I really want to do is join a consulting firm in the future. At some point, maybe start my own consulting firm, and then I want to make enough money so that I can start what's called a venture capitalist firm, which means that I'll have money to be able to give to people who have really great ideas, and I will help support their business and their ideas and their dreams. So that's what I want to do in the future. But with that being said, I'm open to anything that happens, because one of the things you'll learn in life is that you might have a dream when you're younger, but events might happen along the way in life that might change where that path goes. So I'm always trying to be flexible as well. So, yeah.
My question is, what was your first year of college like?
Thanks for your question, Mariah. My first year of college was really interesting. For a lot of first year college students, there are a lot of ups and downs. For me, thankfully, and thanks to God, and thanks to the wonderful godly people that I had surrounding me, my first year wasn't too difficult, although there was an adjustment period. My first year of college, the first semester I actually stayed in a lot. I was trying to focus mostly on my schoolwork and trying to get, I guess, my foot in the door and to kind of make sure that I was on the right path. And so I didn't really go do a lot of things that I guess that traditional college students would do. But by the time I had entered into my second semester of school, which was spring semester, it was winter time, and I took some time over my break to really clear my mind and figure out what I was passionate about. So when I returned back for the spring semester, I engaged in a lot of leadership activities. I became a peer advisor for the Office of African American Affairs. I became a resident advisor at my international residential college, which is a dorm, and I also joined something called the Blueprint Leadership Program. So my first semester, it wasn't all flying colors. I didn't come in, I wasn't super popular. In fact, I stayed in my dorm a lot and watched Netflix and read books, so I was a bit of a loner, but by the time second semester came around, I took some time to really reflect on what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be, and then I came in with gusto and really took on the semester. So when you enter into a new environment, it might not always turn out how you expect, but in those quiet moments when you have time to reflect, you can really focus on, again, what you're passionate about and what you really want to do and who you want to become.